Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and today we're going to be doing the book review of The Memory Police by Yōko Ogawa. I read this for the Reading Women Challenge, which was translated from an Asian language. So this book is translated from Japanese and it was published in like the 90s, 94, 97 or something. So it's been out for a bit and I actually found it a couple years ago. So I've wanted to read it, so I'm really glad that this was one of the challenges for this year because it just made me get to it. If you don't know what the reading challenge is, or the Reading Women Challenge is, I can link it below. It's something I've talked about a lot. It's a reading challenge that the Reading Women put together every year to make sure you're reading from diverse authors, from different perspectives, from different genres, just to make sure that you're diversifying your reading and just reading different things. So I really enjoy it. A lot of times I will just pick up a book because it's on the Reading Women Challenge. So really cool. Check it out. All right, so The Memory Police. Okay, how do I say this? So I rated it like 3 or 4 stars, but I don't know. So I listened to this on Libby. I've had this book on Libby since like probably January. I've put like a handful of books on hold like back in January because I was like, I have an ambitious TBR, so I'm gonna put some books on hold that I can listen to while I'm at the office. 2020 had some jokes for all of us. I put it on hold and I finally got it now, and it is September. It's been a bit. Everyone really wanted to read this book. It was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There were some things I just were confused about. So what the book is about an unnamed character who is female. She's an author and she lives on this island, and her whole life things have disappeared. So like just regular items. So like a bird, certain foods will just disappear. They just don't have them anymore. Roses, and then once they disappear, like they just get taken away, people are like they just go out and they just start burning them. I think when the roses disappeared, it was actually really cool to hear that because the author had this like really just beautiful description of like the roses flowing down this river that went through town, and says like everyone was just pulling up their roses and then throwing them in the river. So it was like beautiful like rose water smell and scene of like all these petals floating down the river. The town or the island, they're all like they have to like destroy these items. So a lot of times they'll just burn them, but then their memory is actually just erased somehow, which that was one of the things was I was just, how? Why? I don't get it. Who is doing this? Who's controlling all of this? Who determines what disappears? Because there's no rhyme or reason to something disappearing. So yeah, so it'll like take a couple days. Like the first day they like know it's gone, like it's gonna be disappeared. And then like the next day they're all like, oh, blah, 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 still kind of grumbling. And then the third day is like they're all like, they just don't even remember what you're talking about. And the people who had jobs related to these items just move on with their life and they find another job. And I'm like, wow. Good for you. The economy over there must be pretty good because can't find a job over here. This video is brought to you by 2020. The main character is an author and she's, oh my god, let me read the synopsis because I always like spoil this. The main character is really interesting. I really loved her like inner monologue that she has the entire time. So she had, when she was growing up, she had a mother. So her mother kept things that had disappeared. So she knew that there was people out there that could remember. And there's these people called the Memory Police that go around and make sure that you're throwing away these items or disposing of these items. You no longer have anything that's disappeared. But they also are like after people who can still remember, because there's something going on with people that can somehow still remember things. And that's also not explained. The main character finds out that her editor, so she's an author and like she always meets with her editor like, I don't know, it's like once a week or every other day, and she finds out that he needs to be hidden away from the Memory Police. So the book is like her getting him a hiding spot and like maintaining him. Like I said, so this book was like really intriguing to read. Like I don't usually read this kind of stuff, so it was very sci-fi, very dystopian, very like just very outside of my comfort zone in general. So I was just kind of really intrigued. I'm not used to this kind of, you know, book, and I've been trying to go for walks while I listen to my audiobook, and I would like, it actually made me want to go for a walk. So I think that might be a rule where like I have to like go for a walk if I'm listening to this book, because that really helped with this. It was so intriguing because I was like, what is going on? Like, I wanted answers. The whole time I'm reading this, I'm like, I need something explained to me, and it just never really got there. Like, I never really found out what was going on. I never really figured out like how or why. And that was like the thing, is like, it was really, she was an amazing author. Like, this book was so well written. And then there's another, like, so since the main character is an author, there's another story within the story. So, which is super interesting and intriguing, how the story that she's writing is connected to the actual life that she's living. So she writes about this typist who loses her voice. And that story kind of just follows, it's just like, it kind of has a weird, similar path, even though like the ends are kind of opposite. What to say, how to say this, because I feel like now I'm just rambling at this point. I thought that this was just so like interesting to read. Like, I don't regret reading it. I don't know if I would recommend it to everyone. I would really have to know that you would have the kind of personality, or you're the kind of type of person that would like this book. Like, there are some people I know I just wouldn't recommend this at all. Like, I just know that they wouldn't like it. It kind of also takes a lot of like thinking. The whole entire time I was like, well, what's the purpose here of the book? Like, are the memory police really just trying to control its citizens? Is this like a control thing? I also, how do I say this? It was like the people of the island almost have no resistance, and I would just get mad because these people on this island are, you know, losing something, you know, essentially, like, almost, I mean, well, very frequently, and they're doing nothing about it. But in conversations with the main character and her editor, I kind of come around to like, I don't know if they really could do anything about it if they wanted to, because their memory literally is gone. I don't know how long they could keep up their protest, because the next day it would be gone. Like, they just wouldn't remember why they were doing it or what they were protesting for. There was one item that disappeared, which is actually really significant, so I don't want to give it away, but when they're taking this item to like go burn, there's a woman that's like protesting essentially at the top of this like burn pile, or like around the burn pile, because now I'm thinking about it, she probably wouldn't just be sitting on fire, but she's like yelling and getting upset. And I was like, yeah, finally. I was like, why is no one joining her? But I think there's so many people that just find it useless, and they know it can't go anywhere no matter how hard they try. The main character even tries, like, she's like working with her editor to try to like regain her memory, and it's like just so impossible. Like, if you had no idea something existed and then somebody kept telling you about it, and like you got like picture it, and you're like, how? I cannot. Yeah, so that was like also just really disappointing, because you wanted to see this, I wanted to see this big resistance at the end and like prevail, but they can't do it because they can't even remember. It would be like, it would have to be such a quick and efficient resistance. Like, somebody would have to like, I don't know. I guess they could just protest like things disappearing, but like even then it's almost like photographs disappear, and she goes and she's gonna go burn them, all of her remaining photographs, and her editor's like, when you start looking at the photograph, the whole point of a photograph is to hold a memory. It captures a memory for you so you can remember. And the main character is like, you really don't get it, because tomorrow when I look at this, I won't know what it is. The thing in the picture, the photograph itself, I won't have any recollection or understanding of what I'm looking at. It will just be confusing. It will be hard to look at, because I will be reminded that I have lost something and I have no idea what it is. And that was like really powerful, because even though throughout the book the main character like kind of talks about things that have disappeared, she really doesn't remember. She doesn't know what they are. Like, it's just like her subconscious, I guess, talking. It's not like she's not really knowing what's there. Yeah, this is just, I feel like, not a great review. If you made it this far, wow, thank you. I really just wish that there was some explanation. I'm one of those people who needs an answer, or some kind of answer, something. There was just, if you're looking for something with answers, this is not your book. It just didn't offer you any, and it didn't offer any for the story within the story. And so there's even more questions I had. I think that if you enjoy sci-fi, you enjoy like a dystopian kind of feel, if you enjoy like a very beautifully crafted story, words, this is the book for you. Honestly, I mean, it was really well written. I really wish I could have read the physical copy because I think like there were just so many like beautiful sentences that I wish I could have like underlined. I'm gonna bump it up to 4 stars because I'm just being dumb because I didn't get what I wanted out of the story when I say 3. So 4 stars for The Memory Police by Yōko Ogawa. And if you read it, let me know what you thought, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, even if you like super loved it, because I would understand. It was really good. Or you can follow me on Twitter and you can let me know what you think is going on, because I would love some kind of explanation. So it'd be great. All right, well, that was The Memory Police, and thanks for stopping by. And make sure if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.